If you're in your 50s or 60s or older and wondering if it's too late to start something new, let me tell you, it's not. What is too late is waiting for the perfect time. What's too risky is staying stuck in a life that doesn't light you up. And what's slowly killing your creativity, your joy, and your financial freedom? It's your comfort zone. You may think you're playing it safe by not putting yourself out there, but in reality, you're playing small. If you've ever dreamed of retiring early, starting a YouTube channel, building digital products, or simply doing something different, this video is for you. Hi, I'm Michelle, and welcome to my channel. Honestly, comfort isn't security. Not when it keeps you stuck in a job you've outgrown, silences your creativity, or is standing between you and the freedom that you really want. For so many women over 50, this stage of life feels like standing at a fork in the road. You've spent years, maybe decades, taking care of other people, working hard, following the rules, doing what was expected. And now there's this small voice saying, "Is this it? Is this all there is?" You might have a stable routine and a predictable life, but predictability isn't the same as fulfillment, and it certainly isn't freedom. Staying in your comfort zone might look like safety on the surface, but what it's really doing is shrinking your world. You talk yourself out of your ideas. You tell yourself it's too late to try something new. You bury your talents because putting them out there feels risky. But the truth is, the longer you stay comfortable, the harder it becomes to grow. It buries your creativity under layers of fear and self-doubt. And yet, there's a desire to create something new, to have more time, more freedom, to finally start that YouTube channel or write that ebook or teach that thing that you've mastered over the years. But comfort whispers, don't do it. What if you fail? What will people think? And if you listen to that voice long enough, you'll stay stuck where you're at. And that's not security. It will become regret. What if instead of avoiding, you embraced growth? What if instead of protecting your comfort, you pursued your potential? You don't have to burn everything down. You just have to be willing to take the first step out of the box that you've been living in. Because everything you want, the freedom, the income, the creativity, the fulfillment, it exists just outside of your comfort zone. Here's the truth no one tells you. You're already sitting on a gold mine. You don't need to go back to school or start from scratch. You don't need to wait until everything is perfect, because you've already spent 20, 30, even 40 years collecting something far more valuable than a degree or a job title. You've collected wisdom, experience, life lessons. You may have raised kids or run households, worked jobs, solved problems, navigated setbacks. You've built skills in communication, planning, teaching, creating, healing, leading, skills that people will pay for if you learn how to package them. You've probably helped friends decorate their homes, plan vacations, edit resumes, cook amazing meals, or make sense of their finances. You've figured out how to get through tough things most people are just starting to struggle with. And do you know what that means? That's content. That's a course. That's a YouTube channel. That's a digital product. That's the beginning of an entirely new income stream. We live in an age where we can package our knowledge right from home or anywhere in the world and share it with anyone in the world. And you don't need to reinvent yourself. You just need to reframe what you already know into something useful, helpful, and inspiring for someone else. Maybe you think, but everybody already knows this. No, they don't. What feels second nature to you is brand new and incredibly valuable to someone else. And today, there are so many accessible, low-cost ways to share your knowledge. You could start with a YouTube channel and talk about what you've learned, create a mini course teaching others how to do something that you've mastered, write an ebook, a checklist, or a guide, or share your journey, your process, or your insight. And yes, you can earn passive income doing this. You create it once and sell it over and over again, even while you sleep, even while you travel, even while you enjoy retirement on your terms. But it starts with a shift in mindset. You're not behind, you're not invisible, and you're not done. You're just getting started. Let's talk about the word retirement, because for a lot of us, that word needs a serious makeover. We were taught that retirement means winding down, slowing down, or stopping. That you work 40 years, cross your fingers that you've saved enough, and then fade into the background. But here's what I've learned. Retirement doesn't mean stop living. It means start choosing. Actually, when I quit my business at the age of 50, I didn't even think of it as retiring. It really never entered my mind. I started writing and illustrating children's books and then started this YouTube channel. This chapter of life isn't about giving up work. It's about redefining it. It's about doing what lights you up on your time in your own way. And that kind of freedom, it doesn't come from waiting until you're allowed to retire. It comes from creating income streams now so that you have options later. You could retire early, not because you won the lottery, but because you made smart, creative choices, like to turn your knowledge into a course, or to share your story on YouTube, or to create an ebook or printable that helps others solve a problem. That's not a traditional retirement. That's reinvention. And it's so much more fulfilling than just counting down the days until your 401k kicks in. You still have so much to give. You still have big dreams. You still want adventure, purpose, creativity. You want to travel, sleep in, learn new things, have slow mornings, and also make money on your own terms. But the only way to get there is to start designing the life you actually want. So why not make it the most creative, most free, and most you it's ever been? Here's the truth that most people won't say out loud. Fear doesn't go away. No matter how smart, successful, or experienced you are, no matter how ready you think you need to be, even at 50, 60, or 70, you'll still feel it. Fear of failure, judgment, or putting yourself out there. Fear of not being tech savvy enough, or interesting enough, or just enough. You don't need to be fearless. You just need to move anyway. Because all of the people you see creating YouTube channels, selling courses, or building an online business, they weren't fearless when they started. They were scared, awkward, and they probably fumbled their first few steps, just like you will, and just like I did. But the difference is they didn't let fear stop them. And that's what separates the people who stay stuck from the ones who build something amazing in midlife. It's not about having all of the answers. It's about being brave enough to take the first step. You might be thinking, what if no one watches? What if no one buys? What if I fail? But what if you don't? What if this is the thing that unlocks more income, more freedom, and more joy than you ever had before? What if this is the thing that finally helps you retire early, travel more, pay off debt, or simply feel like you again? You have every reason to try and no reason to stay stuck. And here's something important to remember. Courage doesn't come before the action. It actually comes after. You get stronger because you did the scary thing. You build confidence by showing up, by not waiting for it to arrive. So if your heart is racing at the thought of starting that YouTube channel or publishing your first ebook, That's good. It means you're right where you need to be. So let me ask you, what have you been putting off until someday? What creative idea have you been afraid to try? What skill could you teach if you stopped second guessing yourself? Because someday is a myth. Someday will keep you stuck forever. If you want more income, more freedom, more fulfillment, start now. Not when you're ready. Not when it's perfect, even if it's messy, even if you're scared, because that's how the future version of you is built. Not with one big leap, but with one small brave step at a time. So if you're dreaming of retiring early or looking for more income in retirement, or just want to feel like you again, then start creating, start building, and start sharing your knowledge with the world. You have so much to offer, and I promise someone out there is waiting for exactly what you have to say. Don't let your comfort zone keep you invisible. Step into the spotlight of your own life because your next chapter is waiting, and it's going to be amazing. If this video inspired you, please leave a comment and tell me what dream you're finally ready to pursue. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and thank you for watching.